Good evening. Welcome to St. Paul's. We're delighted to welcome you this evening. My name's Stephen. If we haven't met yet, come up and say hello, please. Not right now, that'd be weird, but afterwards. We will have some time of fellowship. In fact, I want to mention that right now, when we're done, you should stick around because I'd like you to meet a few of the folks that are a part of the ministry that we're going to support with tonight's offering. I see some of you reaching for your checkbooks and wallets and stuff already. Not yet. It's not till way later in the cantata. But we have a fantastic organization that each year we partner with a different organization. And where's Diane? She's got to be around here somewhere. She keeps track of everything for us. The first year that we had this cantata was in 2003. 2003. If I did the math right on that, am I correct that this is the 16th or 17th? I think I did the math and it's 16th, but if we want to count an extra one just for fun. I was 12. The first cantata, I was 12. I think it is 17, which makes me 29. I like this. Okay. Awesome. So we've been doing this cantata for years, and over the years we've had fantastic organizations we've partnered with. Last year was the Tiny Home House Project, and we raised over $2,000 in this one event. And we hope that you'll be generous tonight. I want to pause and introduce you to some representatives from the Missouri Patriot Paws, which is a great organization that partners veterans with service dogs. And so tonight I'm going to invite Jason and Maxine are going to come up before the choir gets started. And I think Jason's going to do most of the talking about the organization. All right.
Down. Down. Stay. All right, as you know, I'm Jason. This is Maxine. I've also brought Tony and Amara.
Hey, Jason, would you come up on mic just a little? We've got folks joining us online and they can't hear you.
Sorry. Stay. Can you hear me now? All right. I always hate doing these things because of microphones. But anyways, I brought Tony and Amara with me. Amara is a Malinois Shepherd mix. Maxine is a German Shepherd. So Tony's been with us for about 4 years now. Graduated 3. Maxine has been graduated 2. So he's been here longer than I have, but I'm the boss. So. Anyways, we are a nonprofit organization that, like Stephen said, we pair veterans and dogs. We also do first responders with TBI and PTSD. TBI is traumatic brain injury, and y'all know what PTSD is. So, we do a little of that, and we try to do it at little or no cost to the veteran. So all of our donations that we get go straight back into the dogs, and anything that they need, vests, kennels, dog food for some of the soldiers or first responders that don't have the financial resources. So, we try to help as much as we can. My brain is a little fuzzy from my brain injury, so I brought my list of things I need to go over. We do primarily shelter dogs with a dog evaluation test. If they pass the test, then we pair them with a veteran or first responder. And then we start training. We train, so our training is a little different than most service dog organizations. Most service dog organizations will train a dog and then have a veteran come in and say, well, here's your dog. We'll spend 2 weeks teaching you how we train the dog. We don't do that. We train the veteran or first responder to train the dog. So our program is 6 to 9 months that we go through. Like I said, we get our dogs from various shelters around Kansas City, St. Louis. Missouri Patriot Paws is statewide, so I think the only place or area we haven't got was Springfield down towards Branson area yet. And it's simply because we don't have a trainer down there yet. So we're pushing for that. And we meet all the ADA, American Disabilities Act standards, also the ADI standards. I can't remember. Yeah, American Disability International or something. I can't remember right off the top of my head what it stands for, but they all have to be trained to general obedience, sit, stay, all that stuff, so that they can pass their CGC, which is a canine good citizenship test. Then once they pass that test, then they go on to a what's called a PAT, which is a public access test, which they get more in depth with whatever the soldier or first responder is needing. She provides mobility for me. Also, she gives me space when I need it in lines, and I don't want to say comfort because she's not an emotional support animal, but she does provide some emotional support. But she has more than that on her resume. Yeah, mine went blank again. Sorry. I'd like to, with that said, I'd like to just say thank you for having us. We will be out in the... Hey.
Okay, she's
Yo-ho.
not really done with her job.
Yo-ho, it's not
No,
nap time.
just to add in a little aspect to what Jason said. So at the part where he said that we get our dogs from local humane societies and that, she was gotten at the Independence ASPCA. Can't put them down at all. She's a great dog. Okay? They go through a personality test. Kind of like when you're going on a date with somebody, you give them a personality test, see if you want to stay with them. So instead, her test worked out so that she would work out as a service dog. We do that with all the dogs that we get from the pounds. Because each one, we can't have a temperamental dog going out when we go into places that have small kids, elderly that are on little electric bikes that, the dogs get temperamental with. They have to be able to respond to us. So distractions are not something that we look for, they look for us. So just to throw that out there, like Jason was saying, a lot of people, first responders, veterans, even current. I met a guy the other day that's in the Army. He's a current active duty soldier who's got one. His chain of command doesn't know it because there's a stigma about post-traumatic stress. Okay, so we thank you guys for having us here. Hope you have a good evening and a happy 4th of July.
Yeah, we'll also be out in the lobby after this is over. So if you have any questions, you can ask us then.
Thank you all very much. I like the way the dogs behaved when they were done. Did you catch that? Well, we're delighted that you're here. We're going to invite the choir to come on up, and I'm going to let you know that there's going to be a lot of chances during this particular cantata, which we've titled Hymns of America, for you to sing along. There'll be times we invite you to stand. When it says that, do stand as you're able. You're not required to stand if it's uncomfortable for you. We do want you to sing along. Sometimes we'll put up lyrics. Sometimes we won't. If you want to sing along and there's no lyrics, sing along anyway. It's going to be just fine. Just try to keep it all in English. We'll stay in English tonight. No German in this particular. I saw the German Shepherds, I thought. The choir performed this on Monday night at Foxwood, and I would say it was one of the best crowds we've ever sang for. Would you agree with that, choir? So we're going to do everything we did for Foxwood, and we're going to expect the exact same or more from you. All right. This is Hymns of America.
America, this land built on the prayers and dreams of her pioneers, patriots who possessed a deep inspiration and an unfaltering vision for a nation built on the concept of individual freedom. The spirit of freedom is woven deeply into the fabric of American history. The spirit is reflected in our music, a music that built a great nation and a great people. Today, we celebrate a free nation where we are allowed to worship as we choose, where we are free to lift our voices to God without fear. Let us begin by paying tribute to our patriots, the men and women who served or are serving in the armed forces of the United States. The most powerful military ever assembled came from the common and committed citizens of America who accomplished their task with uncommon valor and dedication. Our debt to them can never be repaid, for there is no price to be placed on liberty. It is altogether fitting to show our appreciation to those in our community who unselfishly contributed to the securing of the very liberties that allow a gathering like this to occur. Would all of our veterans and active military please rise as we present the song of your branch of the armed forces and accept our applause as a small gift of appreciation. Army. Navy. A great nation, a great people, from sea to shining sea. America is a beacon of hope, a light in a dark world. For all her faults, the American spirit lives on. The beauty of the American landscape is found praised in poetry and song. One such praise came from Catherine Lee Bates in 1893. One glimpse from the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado led to one of the greatest hymns of America. Today, America the Beautiful reminds us to appreciate the natural landscape that is America and pray for God's blessing on our nation. The United States of America, America. Just the mention of her name can stir the hearts of those who understand the unique blessings of living in this land of the free and home of the brave. This is a nation of unparalleled natural resources and unbounded beauty. It is also a nation inhabited by a people unique in the chronicle of human history. From the great and ancient cultures who settled this land centuries before the Mayflower set sail, to the pilgrims who prayed for an exodus to a new world, to the patriots who dreamed of a land where freedom would reign, to the teeming millions of refugees who claimed this nation as their own and brought with them the unique beauty of their heritage. America, the great experiment in liberty and justice for all, a diverse people with a united goal to be a nation of the people, by the people, and for the people. Well into our third century of freedom, it is important to pause and reaffirm our pledge to remain one nation under God, the one true God, the sovereign of all nations, who, in his wisdom and mercy, showered his blessings on this country and its people. We give thanks for his grace poured out so freely for our land and acknowledge his holiness. It is God alone that we place our trust. blending of cultures and age-old traditions was a crucible of enormous consequence for this young nation with no common ancient heritage except the desire to be free. The one experience they shared was the rugged and demanding life of the New World. Out of this experience, a people began to bond as a nation and began to chronicle their story. It was in song that they found a voice for the joys and the hardships of life in this infant nation. It was in song they spoke of freedom's celebration. It was in song they shared their source of hope and encouragement. It was in song they found solace. The heart that could soar in song could rise above even the most unspeakable circumstance. The blessings and the burdens of life are ours for a season. The song is endless. The stately hymns of faith played an important role in the spiritual focus of our young nation. The new world of hope and change and spirit that America symbolized from its infancy had an impact on the music of the culture and the music that expressed one's faith. Songs of faith were not just reserved for the formal setting of worship services. They were born and refined within the heart of the people. Songs of assurance and divine protection offered great comfort to those who were brave enough to settle in this young nation and be pioneers in America's ever-increasing boundaries.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
America, home to a people who long to experience life to the fullest, home to a people willing to offer and endure what freedom demands. In the aftermath of the senseless and appalling terrorist attacks on Oklahoma City, New York City, and Washington, D.C., we are once again reminded that just as the benefits of freedom touch all of our lives, so do the costs. As valiant as our efforts are to defend all that we hold dear, we are now more aware than ever that it takes divine intervention to give us the wisdom and the courage to protect all that we hold sacred. This is a nation that boldly proclaims her trust in God. We are sustained in the present and assured of the future by the proof of the past. God has blessed America. God does watch over his children. God will lead his people. We hold to this truth. The temporal and the vulnerable will soon give way to the immortal and invincible. There is a sweet land of liberty yet to come, a homeland that will never be corrupted or diminished by hatred and fear. It is a promised land made possible by a just and gracious God, the one true God, the God of all that was, the God of all that is, the God of all that will be. Great is his love, great is his care, great is his faithfulness.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be.
Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is
As our ushers prepare to receive this evening's love offering, please know that 100% of your giving will be directly used to provide service animals to veterans in need through Missouri Patriot Paws. Thank you for supporting those who have sacrificed for us all.
Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We do mean that. We hope you have a fantastic celebration of Independence Day. I want to thank, we need to give a special thanks to Ramona Jenkins on the piano. My oldest friend in the back, Dick Heim, on the narrations back there. Thanks to all our media folks back there. We've got Daniel and Steve running things back there in the back. And and TR's back there too. And TR who's running the live stream. Sorry, TR. Jim Ham's taller than you. Sorry about that. And what about this great choir? Can we give them a hand once again? Thank you all so much. We hope that you'll stick around and get to know some of our friends from Missouri Patriot Paws. Those of you joining us online, if you'd like to give, we'd love for you to do that. Do that through the online donations. Just make sure you mark it for Missouri Patriot Paws, and we'll make sure it gets there. Thank you all so much. Please be safe. Stick around, have some fellowship. God bless you. Good night.